Question for you at home. Where's your phone right now? Is it in your hand? Thought so. As much as we think we are totally in control of what we see and do on our phones, we actually have little to no control, as proved by one of Netflix's newest docs that everybody's watching, The Social Dilemma. So Lisa is here to break down the truth, the expectations, and the ugly sides of social media. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, T, how are you?
I am good, but let me tell you, I watched The Social Dilemma and I am shooketh, girl. Like, I was like, whoa, the way they broke it down. So let's talk a little bit about this.
You know what? You're not alone. In fact, I lined up with everybody else to watch the documentary. And while I wasn't completely surprised by what it revealed, it left me being a whole lot more mindful of what's happening every single time I pick up my phone. And to be honest with you, that is a lot. So let's get into exactly what The Social Dilemma is. It's a documentary drama hybrid that basically sounds the alarm on what social networking and social media is doing to the human population, to our human culture, and to our futures moving forward. Now, you have some major tech executives that have belonged to tech giant companies that are basically, like I said, revealing what these companies are doing to keep you hooked.
A lot of people might be surprised to understand that there is a lot of manipulation happening behind the scenes, and I think a lot of people would find that it just actually doesn't sit well with them. So can you elaborate a little bit about what's happening when we're going through our social media?
These tech giant companies that are surrounding themselves around social media, the purpose of that, and we've discussed this many times, T, is to collect data. And it's collecting data on you. I want you to understand that when you engage with social media, you are the product. So collecting data on you means checking out how long you're engaged for, who you're engaging with, what ads you're looking at, how long you're looking at them as well. And then what's happening is that the social media companies are curating information. So it's customized information to once again keep you hooked. So to continue to come back over and over and over again.
When you go in to do a Google search, the answers you get are actually dependent on your location. And that was a bit mind-blowing. It's not like Wikipedia. If you go in and put climate change, depending on where you live in Canada, it's going to be a different response, what comes up in that search engine. So there's the advertising,
exactly.
there's the manipulation, but then we need to talk about the addiction, because this is the part that really stuck for me with my kids having a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old.
I cannot imagine what it's like to be a parent specifically of a teen or a tween, regardless of gender, regardless of where you're from or any of that. The fact is, we are getting caught up in what I am calling image dysmorphia. And what that means is we're getting very focused and almost obsessed around the image that we are creating of ourselves on social media, which is far from reality. So we really need to get involved with our teens and our tweens specifically. I mean, it's hard enough to be an adult on social media, but when you have our teens and our tweens getting in the hospital at earlier ages, suffering from depression, getting bullied, or even the fact is going into suicidal thoughts as well, we really need to get involved with them and stop this in the bud.
The statistics on suicide were particularly scary. We got to talk solutions. We have to talk your suggestions, and I know you have a list of them. Things that you can do in your day-to-day that might help you to disconnect a little bit better. What do you suggest?
Okay, so the reality is, when I was watching the film, I kept going back to how do we solve this for ourselves? Really, at the end of the day, you are in control of your own life. So first things first, I want you to delete the social media accounts that you are not using each and every day. The average is 11 social media accounts are operating at the same time. Get rid of the ones that you don't actually use or need. Number two, set realistic boundaries. So that means a cutoff time. Remove your push notifications. Go into your settings. If you don't need your social media alerts going on all day long, take them off and set yourself a social media time for the day. Be mindful also, that's tip number 3, of what you're engaging in. Know that every time you like something, every time you comment on something, every video you're watching, again, data is being collected on you, so it's going to continue to feed you back those same things. Purge who you're following. That means, do you know these people in real life? Do they add positive value to your life? And do they trigger anything in you? Always be aware of how your social media feeds make you feel. Number 5, prioritize connection over attention. We need to talk to our teens on this as well. And I know we're social distancing, but I am going to suggest social media distancing. And what I mean by that is going on a 30-day detox. Let's focus on getting off the phones and just maintaining real connections with the people that we love.
Thank you, Lisa. Great suggestions.